So, a couple weeks ago, I was attacked. And it was almost literally, if you want to talk about that German Shepherd. But what I really mean is that my creative integrity was attacked. But it was honestly what I needed, and it was in the best way possible. And I'm hoping that after you watch this video today, I can do the same for you. Now, before I go any further, it makes sense for me to introduce myself, especially since this is my first video. But my name is Terrence Jakes. I'm a copywriter full-time out here in the DMV, the DC area. But in my spare time, I am a creative writer. I've written songs for artists out here in the DC area. I write short stories. I have some almost finished novels that I'm working on. I've even ghostwritten a screenplay for a director out here as well. And I'm also, right now, I wrote and I'm currently producing a pretty dope audio drama that I think you all should go check out. It's called Project Leap. I'll put a link down in the description below. But in general, I just love talking about writing and all things creativity in general. But recently, that part-time status as a creative writer has turned into no time. And, I didn't really realize this until one of my boys, he asked me this question pretty much once a week, hey, T, what are you working on right now? What are you working on right now? And I realized that my answer, pretty recently, pretty regularly has been nothing. Maybe some of you are in the same situation that I'm in right now, so that maybe you can empathize a little bit. I have a wife, I have 2 kids. I'm head of one of the youth ministries at my church. I'm a one-man copywriting organization right now. And on top of all that too, I'm in school right now. So I say all of that just to say that I answered him nothing. I've been working on nothing at all. I've definitely been planning on doing things, definitely thought about doing a lot of things, but when it came down to it, there's nothing I could show. And to make matters worse, on that same exact day, a friend of mine, Evan Morsell, who runs a video production company out here in the area, he launched a new series on his YouTube channel called Creatively Fit. It's pretty much just paralleling the fitness journey to the creative journey. Really dope idea. And I think you all should go check him out. Definitely his quality, his production quality, his transparency, it's all next level. So definitely think you should go check that out. But watching that video, just tapping into the content, it really spoke to me, and just that day just attacked me. So at the end of that day, I had to ask myself, T, how can you call yourself a writer and a creative, but you're doing neither? I just found myself going back to my old ways of making excuses and just being an overall ineffective creative. So I told myself, and I'm hoping that I'm speaking to somebody today, if I don't take the time to create, to do what I claim I love to do, if you don't do what you claim you love to do, can you really call yourself a creative? Now, I'm a firm believer that you are what you say you are going to be. You have to believe it now. But that's only if you take the time to do what you said you are going to do. There's no way around it. It's a two-way street. So I had to have my come to Jesus moment with myself. And naturally, I did that in my favorite place, outside in nature. Now, the library is actually my favorite place, or at least it used to be. But, thanks to COVID right now, the library's been shut down for it's almost been a year now. We're in March, man. Yeah, almost a year now. So that nature thing has graduated to the #1 spot now. But, I'm not mad at it because I've really rekindled my love for being outdoors. Now, usually when I go out for a walk or go out for a hike, I'm out there to clear my head. I'm out there to pray. I'm out there to even just spend some time with my family and my kids, especially my 4-year-old son who, if I can find any way to burn some of that energy off before bedtime, I'm going to take it. But this time it was different. Before walking out the door, I grabbed my camera, my Canon M50, something I bought last year but has not been getting enough use. I grabbed my camera, put my coat on because it's wintertime out here. It had just snowed recently. And this is what came from my walk in the woods. Check it out. So what do you think? Please let me know down in the comments below. I know this is YouTube, so things can be, a little fiery, but I'm willing to be vulnerable and be open to criticism. I think I've learned as a writer to develop some toughish skin, especially when you're writing for other businesses too. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. But I want to tell you about the entire experience, like the best part of it. Like, it wasn't getting out there and actually filming. It wasn't going through that hour's worth of footage to break it down into 2 or 3 minute video, trying to tell some kind of story. It wasn't all the color grading. It wasn't color correcting. It definitely wasn't that German Shepherd that was, it was coming at me full speed. I didn't see it until almost the last moment, but thankfully the owner finally said something and stopped the dog in its tracks. The owner did apologize. I will say that she did apologize, but man, you got to put your dog on a leash. I want dogs to have fun, be free, but if you're not going to watch them, you got to put them on a leash. But anyway, the best part of the whole experience was exporting that footage and, at 1 o'clock in the morning and being able to watch it and say that, man, I'm done. I'm finished. It's not perfect. It's nowhere near great. It's not even that good, but I'm done, and nobody can take that from me. And as a creative, being done is one of the greatest actions you can take, and it might be the best motivator to keep things going. There's a book that I absolutely love and that I recommend to so many people, and it's entitled Called to Create by Raynor. And just that title alone, it just stays with me, because nobody has to give you permission. Nobody has to confirm it for you. You already know deep inside that you were called to create. You already know it. But again, how can you call yourself a creative if you don't actually take the time to create? At some point you're just nothing more than an ideator. And that's not a bad thing. I don't want to put a negative connotation on that. It's definitely not a bad thing. But come on, you are more than that. And I want you all to believe that. It can be difficult, it can be hard, but you got to motivate yourself sometimes. I have to do it for myself all the time. Because, we as creators, we are dreamers, and we usually dream big. But it's the sign of an ineffective creative when you get stuck and you fall in love with the dream instead of actually doing what it takes to make that dream come true, to finally make that outcome tangible. Now, I'm a firm believer that, unfortunately, too many people are going to be unable to achieve the greatness of their dreams because they just never prepare for it. And because they never prepare for it, they never put the reps in, they were never ready to receive it. And because they weren't ready to receive it, because they did not put the time in, put the reps in, honestly, I'm a believer that you just never actually earned the opportunity to achieve your creative dream. Now, maybe not for you, but definitely for me, that thought scares me. And, I don't want that to be me. And honestly, I don't want that to be you either. That's one of the biggest reasons why I even created this YouTube channel. So unless you're one of the lucky ones who gets to have that overnight success, which is really never a real thing, unless that's you, it's time to either get back on track or it's time to finally get started. You got to stop talking yourself out of it. So how can you do that? If you're a writer like me and it's been a while since you've actually sat down to write, just go do this. Grab a piece of paper, open up a Google Doc on your computer, even on your phone right now, and just dedicate yourself to writing a 100-word short story. Just a simple beginning, middle, end. Just cut and dry. Don't make it complicated. Just get out there and do it. Don't overthink it. Just get out there and do it. It's not going to be a masterpiece. Nobody's going to want to read it. I wouldn't even try to put it online. This is just for your eyes only, just so you can have some motivation, some momentum, because you got it done. One thing that I realized is that we overcomplicate the creative process. We overcomplicate it with creative thinking, and we overcomplicate it with being too focused on the craft. Now, all that's important, especially the craft of your creativity, but cut yourself some slack right now and let all that come later. You know, if you have been hitting some roadblocks, you know, you've been stumbling, you know, to get things done, I just want to say this one thing to you. Keep it simple and get it done. Keep it simple and get it done. Like, you will thank yourself later, I promise you. So that's all I have for you today. Sorry if I was a little long-winded, you know, but I did say that I'm a writer, so you know that first draft is always the longest until we get to the edits, right? But I'm gonna try to make this a regular thing. We'll see what happens with that. But if you are one of the few people to sit through this first video, I am grateful that you took the time to watch today. And if you want to, you know, feel free to subscribe, and we'll hopefully make this, like I said, make this a regular thing. But if you rather wait till I prove to you that I am going to be consistent and worth that subscribe from you, hey, completely understand. I'll probably do the same thing. I'm just grateful that you took the time to watch and listen today. And you know, I just hope that you took something from this that is going to help you to either get back on track or finally get started on becoming the creative that you know you were called to be. Blessings to you, and take care.